Hello, TikTok world, Instagram world, Facebook world, and YouTube world about to be up. I think it's up already. Hey guys, come in and have a seat. We're going to be answering all your home loan questions. So if you want a mortgage, if you want to know about programs, if you want to know what FICO score you need in order to buy a house, if you want to know what's going on in the housing market, if you want to know what's going on with interest rates, all the questions are going to be answered right here today and every day, Monday through Friday, 11:30 to 12:30 Pacific time. We want to help everyone, as many people as we can, give them advice, give them direction. We help people that are buying houses for the first time, people that are investing, people that are buying second homes, other loan officers. Give us your scenarios so we can help you walk you through your transactions as well. And if, oh, thank you. How's that? Does that sound better? Thank you for that. That's why we do this, guys. That's why we have a little soft launch so we can get all the bugs out. And one thing we need to do. Okay, thank you, Mammy. Appreciate that. But once again, guys, we're going to answer all your home loan questions. If you want to know about programs, what interest rates are doing, what housing market is doing, what the economy is doing, what programs that you can get involved in, zero down, investors, first-time home buyers. We have all the answers for you, so please put them all in the chat. And we have a goal of 10,000 likes today, guys. We're going to try to hit 10,000 likes, so if you like these questions, if we're giving you the truth, if you like what we say, please heart us up because we want to try and get more exposure to the community. And the more people that enter in here, the more people we can help. So please give us the hearts. We're trying to get to 10,000. There's a whole lot of questions every day, different scenarios. We're getting a lot of the same scenarios. So throw us a tough one, guys. Throw us a real tough curveball to hit. We got Jerry Cook in the house.
What's up, Jerry Cook? Great to see you.
He's usually on Instagram, but now he's on the talk.
Did you go over to the dark side, Jerry Cook? Did you go over to the TikTok side? Man, I'll tell you what, we went over kicking and screaming.
Jerry's all over social media now, man. He's got his stuff going on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I see his marketing all the time. He's kicking butt out there in Dallas, Texas.
Jerry's always been a badass marketer, man. Great realtor, too.
Never. TikTok. Never. He's never moving to the dark side. All right, guys, load up the questions. Jerry, you got any scenarios for us out there in Texas that you're dealing with? Any challenges that you're running into?
How do you feel about the property tax base in Texas? Property tax base is high in lots of parts of Texas.
Well, what's a good rate out there, Jerry? In your area, I know you go pretty far out in different directions. What's actually a really good rate in Texas right now? Because the last one that we did, I think, was at 2.8 or 2.9%. As a norm, that's not even just, a one-off. Because here in California,
1.25.
And with high taxes, it's
1.75.
Well, that's really high taxes.
Yeah,
that's really high taxes.
Yeah.
But as a norm, Texas is running in the twos. Disabled vets pay no property tax.
You are correct, except 100% service connected, pay no property tax. The reason I know this is because I own property in Texas. My primary residence is in Texas. They have a graduating scale. If you're 10% connected, then it's this amount. If you're 20 or 30%, but it's not a significant discount until you hit 100%. If you're 90% or below, you do get a discount, but not like enough to eliminate. It's still a sizable property tax. Yeah. At 100%, you get all of it.
Yeah, all right. We got a question here. What's your opinion on subject to properties? User 5092.
5092. You're not going to like this. It sounds like you're trying to do some research, and maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. Not a fan of subject to. Not a fan. Here's why. Because there's a lot of gurus that are out right now telling everybody, hey, you can buy projects subject to. Subject to means that I'm going to take this $500,000 house, that's market value, $500,000. I'm going to tell Granny, hey, what do you want? I'll get you $400,000. Granny says, yes, I'll take it. Cool. Now you have ownership of the house, and you got ownership for $400,000, but the market is $5,000. So you're going to try and make that $100,000 spread. Now, in order to do that, you usually have to take advantage of somebody. That's the first part. The second part is you are not a licensed realtor most of the time. In fact, I've never seen a licensed realtor actually do this. You're not a licensed realtor or you're not a loan officer. And the reason realtors exist is because there's legalities that happen on both sides. There's an offer contract, there's a purchase contract, the seller has to do certain things, the buyer has to do certain things, and the lender has to do certain things through the system. By doing this subject to, you've basically circumvented the entire system and you can make some money. And sometimes it'll work, sometimes. But sometimes you could hurt people. And that's the problem.
Okay, so learn your business, guys. This is not something that you do willy-nilly. Willy-nilly. This is something that's a profession. So learn your profession. Get trolled, buddy. That's appropriate, man. Bro, why is part of the background backwards and part of it not?
Ah, you're a genius. Get trolled, buddy. I love the name. Get trolled, buddy.
It's appropriate.
So yeah, it's appropriate. Here's why. You're gonna see loan officers and even realtors sometimes broadcasting to the platforms. And we want to do all of them. We want to do Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. We're even trying to do LinkedIn and Rumble, but we haven't quite got that done yet. But we are actually broadcasting right now live, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Some of the platforms allow for the flipping of the screen. Some of them do not. So, in order to simultaneously go live and keep a consistent brand, we had to make the split the difference call and flip it one way and then flip it the other. So depending on what platform you see, you still see everything the correct way, but you also see it backwards.
And that's an education for your loan officers that want to copy us.
Yeah, there's a lot of loan officers that are trying to do this.
Juan Guzman, if I make $95,000, will I still be able to qualify for down payment assistance?
Juan Guzman, almost everywhere. There's very few places. I think I saw one in Kentucky that had a 88 top. I think it was one in Kentucky I did not that long ago. But like right now, right here in California, the normal one is 188,000. So down payment assistance programs have this range. You have to make more than this, usually like 30 grand, and you can't make more than this, usually 188,000. So if you make anywhere between that, you can qualify for down payment assistance programs. There are a few programs out there that have no income caps. None at all. None. So there's only like one or two that I can think of. Most of them have their what's the word? The acronym driven, income driven? Area. AMI. Area median income driven. AMI. So there's an actual terminology for all of this stuff. We do have a couple of programs that do not have the AMI in it.
Yeah. Hey guys, once again, we're trying to get to 10,000 likes, so help us get there. Go ahead and like us up and share us and all that good stuff because we want to get more exposure and help more people. Jerry Cook, my rate is 1.57.
In Texas, that's amazing. That's pretty damn badass. Yeah. We actually default 1.9. Whenever I'm doing a lot of loans in Texas right now, and we default 1.9. In fact, I just entered escrow on 2 of them yesterday in Texas. One of them's 2.2, one of them's 2.8.
And user 5092 said property taxes in Houston averages 1.9 to 2.5.
Yeah, 1.9 to 2.5. We appreciate all of you guys.
But no state tax, right?
What if you're retired military? Just curious. Getting trolled, buddy. If you're retired military, first off, super respect for your service. Thank you for your service. We appreciate you. Amazing. It's awesome. We love it. Cool. Next thing you need to know is your income is probably tax-free, which means I can gross it up. That's great. If you used your VA loan, you can get in with 0 down and no mortgage insurance. Unfortunately, the retirement has nothing to do with the property taxes. Property taxes are about disability. So if you're service connected, that's the word. If you're a retired military, you know that. I'm a veteran. My dad's a vet. My son's U.S. Navy, Special Forces, active duty, respect. So if you've been service connected at 10% or greater, we get to waive the VA funding fee, but every county and state deals with property taxes differently. I know this because I own a property in California and they deal with it differently than they do in Texas. Texas loves their veterans.
I would question that. I actually think you can go below 10%.
10% what?
10% service-connected disability to get your funding fee waived. I think we've done them below 10%.
I disagree. We should find that out. This is a good one.
Somebody Google it.
Somebody Google it. I know you can't be 0% because that's the other one, 0%.
I think it counts.
But I don't think you don't waive it 0%.
I think it counts. Gary Cook Realtor, MUD and PIDs are special tax districts that could add 1% or more.
Yes. What's a PID?
Property in distress? I don't know.
PID. We know PUD, that's Planned Unit Development. PID.
What's the MUD?
Oh, dude, he's getting all technical with
Maybe
this.
he means PUDs and MIDs.
Muds and PIDs, yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe
User,
a typo day.
PRQ. Hey, I make $60K. Can I buy a house? Or do I need a cosigner?
So it's going to depend on where you live, what purchase price you want, and what kind of revolving debt you had. But if it was just you and you didn't have a lot of debt, I'd probably greenlight you for 230, 240, 250, 260, somewhere in that range, depending on property tax base. And right now, insurance. Insurance is this weird, there's a hiccup in the market right now where insurance is getting ridiculously expensive in certain areas, like unaffordable in certain areas.
And not
it's
attainable,
ridiculous.
too.
Yeah, not attainable.
Even if you had the money. Okay, guys, we're going to get to every single one of your questions, so
We
hang
appreciate
tight.
you.
Hang tight. Alex Hildago. Hey, guys, do you know if using short-term rental to offset W-2, try to beat the system?
Do you know using a
Yes.
short-term rental to offset a W-2 taxes? Short-term rental.
So
Yeah,
it
I mean,
means
it's just a
like renting out your
deduction.
house?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
deduction.
yeah.
It's a deduction. That's all. It's not real. Yes, you can do it if you're wondering. You should have a good CPA or accountant. They don't have to be a CPA, but should be a good accountant. And yes, it can be done all day long.
Yeah, 8306. Can you go over your pre-approval amount, or do you have to stay right at that limit?
Good question, 8306. Usually, your pre-qual is maxed for you. And we say maxed because interest rates move right up and down all the time. So we got to guess. Everything's an educated guess. Until we have a contract, it's an educated guess. All the way halfway through the contract, they're still educated guesses. They're just getting tighter and tighter and tighter till we get to the end. We lock it. Everybody tells us this is exactly the day we're closing on. This is how many days of interest we have to pay. This is how many days of insurance we have to pay. Then we can get to the exacts. But usually your LO, loan officer, will bring you the top qualified. That's the top. That's the top. If you want to go higher, talk to your LO, see if you can get higher.
Also, there's two different things that we're talking about. We're talking about pre-qualification, which means the loan officer did their due diligence, and if they're a good loan officer, you can trust them. Two, pre-approval means it's been underwritten, okay, approved. So those are two different levels, and we can help you with both. Thank you for the follow, DRL. Henry, at 55, can I transfer my current tax rate to a new property, to a new primary property?
That varies by state to state, and most of the states, yes. There's a few of them that I cannot say 100% yes on. In California, you can. You have to, it's a process. It's not just, hey, that was and this is. You have to sell your house within a certain period of time, buy a new house, file all the right paperwork, and then you can transfer your property tax base. That's, thank you, Prop 13 in California, but there's a version of it that exists in many other states.
Jerry Cook, give me gifts. He give you a rose, man.
What's up? Appreciate
Thinks
you,
you're
Jerry
pretty.
Cook.
DRL 990. Can I purchase a house with 1099?
You can purchase a house with your pre-qual letter.
I was gonna say no, it's not
Yeah,
currency.
yeah. You can with the pre-qual letter and your approval from your loan officer. Your 1099 is the method that you make income, and from that, we need to see your 1040. And by the way, guys, send us your 1040. I just had a buyer just a minute ago. I love my buyers. I love them. Even the ones I get from TikTok, I love them. But she sent me all the paperwork except the front page of the 1040. And I said, hey, this doesn't help. Then she sent me like 20 paycheck stubs. And I'm like, hey, this doesn't help until I see the front page of the 1040, because the 1040 is the giant report card. You could have made money 1099. That's great. You could have made money W-2. That's great. If you only send me part of it, I can't see everything. I don't know. Once I see the 1040, then I'll know how to build this loan or whether the loan can be done. You can't hoodwink us. It's not going to happen. The system's too damn good. So if you make enough money 1099 and you reported it and you pay taxes on it, then probably, yes, you can get a house. Here's one big thing you should know. When you're doing 1099 or 1120s or 1165s, 1120s and 1120s and K1s and 1065s. So if you use a deduction called depreciation or depletion. Depreciation or depletion, I can add those back in dollar for dollar. So you can get the break in taxes, but still be able to use it for income. That's a hack.
Heck yeah. Time for a commercial.
If you need a badass loan, call a badass loan officer. You can reach your badass loan officers, Chris and Lee, at New American Funding by calling numbers on the screen. We are here to help you. We fund loans every day. If you want a house, we're the guys you want on your team. This will disappear in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. And guys, if you're interested in getting started with an application, go to the link in the bio, fill out apply for a home loan now, and get the process started. Also, we're going to get to every one of your questions, so hang in there, guys. We're going to get to every one of you and call you out personally. User 5092 told user PRQA, 60K, you probably qualify for 150.
Yeah, I don't agree with you. User 5092, you're probably a loan officer. I appreciate you, by the way.
But no.
We do appreciate you. We do appreciate you. We do. So come on board if you want to. I mean, we have a pretty large following, and we have loan officers all the time going into our comments going, hey, this is how you do it. DM me, DM me, DM me. And I don't even block them. I know I can, but I don't even block them. I'm like, you know what? If I were on this live and watching the guy spit the guidelines, I sure as hell wouldn't want somebody who tried to get me in a chat. I knew I could get a hold of these guys because they put their number out there and their NMLS 944254.
1066958.
Because they put that out there and they actually answer the questions, that's the guy I want. So I'm like, if these guys think that they can get somebody that way, let them. It's okay. I don't even block you guys anymore.
Also, guys, we have a lot of copycat accounts.
Yeah.
We only have one account. It's right here. This is the only account. These are our phone numbers. If anyone's reaching out to you and saying they're us, don't trust them. Just call us and we'll let you know.
And we appreciate you, loan officers. By the way, I jump on some
All
of your
of you.
live feeds. I do. I jump on some of your live feeds. I'm not a hater. I hope you guys get business. I hope you survive. This is a very tough time in the business, and I hope I inspired you. When I'm running, I run probably every 4 days on the treadmill. And when somebody jumps on side, I do one of two things. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm either going to inspire you or discourage you, because I'm going to hit it hard. I'm not going to joke around. I'm going to hit it hard. And I do the same thing for the loan officers. I hope I inspire you. And if I discourage you, then so what? But the ones that I inspire, respect to you, I want to help you.
Loan officers, throw your scenarios in the chat. We'll help you out.
Yep.
Jay Viss, I want a first-time house in Pennsylvania, Jersey area. I have 1099 taxes, 2 years, 51K, 55 net, with 20K down payment. So went from 55 to 51. You only took a little bit of loss, man. That's not bad.
That's pretty damn good, actually. Yeah, it's pretty damn good. Pennsylvania or New Jersey, it's going to depend where. You're at that level where it's going to actually depend where, because that can get very expensive in some areas and very not expensive in other areas. But I would say you're right in the wheelhouse, man. Let's make this thing happen.
All right, Jay Viss. Gary Cook back in the house. Can FHA buyers put their property in an LLC after the loan funds and closes without due on sale?
Usually not. Very good question, Jerry Cook. Very good question. So here's what a common practice is. A common practice is, hey, I did an FHA loan. Yeah, that's awesome. Great, amazing, cool. The bank said, Lee, we're lending you money based off of your income, your credit, your social security number, and all your profile. We're lending you money. Cool. But wait a minute, I want to protect my estate. So I'm going to move it to a living trust. Well, the way a living trust works is it rides the social security number of the trustor, the creator of the trust, the trustor. So because of that, I have not really switched entities. Still Lee Duran, still my entity, goes to the living trust. Fine. However, if you go into a corporation is a different entity with a different EIN number, employee identification number, EIN number. And it's sanctioned by the state, but it's an entirely different entity. So because you've transferred from Lee to the new entity, the bank goes, whoa, 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 whoa. You just sold that property. Like, no, I didn't. I gifted it. Yeah, you gifted it, but you sold it. And because you sold it, there's something called a due on sale clause. The due on sale clause says, I want all my money right now. You're like, wait a minute, I just transferred. I can prove it's mine. I don't care. Now, this does not usually happen in the market because interest rates have been low and going up, and it doesn't really affect the bank. However, now that interest rates have been high and they're coming down, the banks are going to go, whoa, 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 wait a minute. I'm not so sure about this anymore, and it's starting to happen. It's happening a lot, actually. So Yeah.
Jay Vish, how much do I qualify for? He's the guy that said 51, 55 net, somewhere in that range.
So you're probably going to be in the neighborhood of 220, 230, 240, 250. I'm going to have to know what your back end debt is. I'm going to have to know about your bankruptcies, your foreclosures. I got to pull your credit. A large part of it is going to be if you have a very high credit score, like a very high credit score, we might forego FHA and go with a conventional first-time home buyer, home ready or home possible. However, if you're in the 620 to, I don't know, 750 range, if you're in that range, we'll probably go FHA. There's reasons why you would want to do each of these, and a lot of it is determined by your credit score. By the way, you don't know your credit score unless a loan officer pulled your credit score, because they're different credit algorithms, different credit verticals. So you need a licensed loan officer to pull your credit. We will do it, no cost. We'll build your file. We'll make it happen.
AW, what's happening?
What's up, AW?
All right, user 6131 with a good question. If I'm comfortable with buying now, should I? Or wait, since it seems like rates aren't coming down soon? Very good observation.
Very good question. I believe you're a loan officer, but I'm really glad you asked that question. Anyway, here's why. Because currently, the Federal Reserve sets the rate, sets the prime rate. That's not the rate that the banks borrow at, but there's a reason it's important. So this guy's chairman of the Federal Reserve. His name is Jerome Powell. He sets the rates. It's not him. It's not one guy sitting back there going, I will control the economy. There are 12 people on the FOMC. These are the 12 people that are on the FOMC. Very smart people, smartest people in finance, probably on the planet. And what they all believe the U.S. economy should be at, this is the chart. You can get this on the FOMC website. They believe that the Fed funds rate should be at 5.25 to 5.5, and that's exactly where it's at. All of them are a consensus on this. That's 12 dots. That's where they're all at. Now, if you look at this, this is 24, 25, 26, and just touching 27. All of them are a consensus that this is going to go down. So they come back to consensus right around the end of 26, 27 at 2.5% Fed funds rate. Fed funds rate is not the mortgage rate. The mortgage rate is based off of the 10-year yield. However, the 10-year yield does have to compete with the Fed funds rate. So there's a loose interpretation with that. What does that mean in English? What that means in English is in the next probably 2 years, the Fed funds rate is going to go from 5.25, 5.5, all the way down to 2.5. Holy smokes, 3-point drop. Now, put that into mortgage rates. Well, mortgage rates right now are at 7. 3-point drop brings them into 4. So you know, roughly speaking, because nobody has a crystal ball, but you know that the Fed funds has said, hey, we are going to bring this all the way down over the next 2.5 years. So is it better to wait? Probably not. Here's why. Every month that people don't buy, we have something called pent-up demand. So let's just say 30,000 people a month say, you know what, rates are too high, I'm going to wait. There's a lot of those people. We work with them all the time. So 30,000 a month. Well, that happened this month and last month and the month before that and the month before that and the month before that. We have 18 months of pent-up demand, maybe 20 months of pent-up demand. Every time that mortgage interest rate ticks down a little bit, a whole flood of these borrowers enters back in. So that's great, right? Not really. Because as soon as these borrowers enter back in, there's now competition for that $500,000 house. Because that $500,000 house would sit on the market for 30 days in current market before it gets an offer. And they're really going, okay, cool, I'll take this offer no matter what they want. They want closing costs, I'll pay it. But as soon as this flood of borrowers comes in, that $500,000 house hits the market, there will be 10 offers the next Monday. And then it becomes a seller's market. Currently, it's a buyer's market.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Alex Reyes, anything on MPI? Is that a show? Mortgage Insurance Premium, MIP.
If you're talking about MIP, we can tell you all about MIP. First off, MIP is only on 2 different loans, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. MIP is only on 2 different loans, and it's shopped MIP. Now, there's mortgage insurance, which is MI, on FHA loan, and a guarantee rate on USDA loan. So they're a little different. VA covers it for you, so it doesn't exist. But MI is a product that is shopped. So whenever I build a file, and I build it with conventional, and I say, hey, listen, this guy's putting in 10% down. Cool. Let me shop the MI. I literally get like 10 different quotes, and I can go deeper if I want, but I get 10 of the best quotes, and I say, hey, this is the best for this file. File has to do with debt to income. Are you buying beyond your means? Loan to value. How much are you putting down? And credit score. What's your history of paying back debt? So based off of that, I can get a really low MI. I've had MIs at 0.13 before, 0.13. I can get a ridiculously expensive MI. I had one last week at 0.3.
3 point.
Yeah, 300 basis points. Crazy expensive, crazy. Yep. Now, if MI gets to be too expensive on a conventional Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, it becomes no-brainer, flip it to FHA because FHA is set. FHA is set at 0.55 if you put 3.5% down, or 0.50 if you put above 5% down.
There you go. Okay, user 5092 DRDR. Yes, you can look at in FHA WVOE. Talking about income, don't know what their conversation's about.
Cool. We love VOEs,
J,
man. Yep.
Leah J, 720 credit score. I make $68,000 a year, 3K debt. Can I qualify for no money down, first-time home buyer?
720 credit says probably yes. Probably yes. Here's the catch to first off, first time buyer, yeah. Okay, so first time buyer, down payment assistance, and primary residence are 3 different categories. They're all different. First time buyer, there's only 2 programs. It's Home Ready and Home Possible, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, respectively. First time home buyer. Okay, down payment assistance, you don't have to be a first time home buyer. To get a down payment assistance, you have to qualify with a certain credit score, and it's usually 660, although there is a product out there that goes down to 600. And then primary residence is 3.5% down FHA. You could have owned a home yesterday and still go FHA today under the right scenario. So they're all a little bit different. It gets a little confusing, but that's why you have us.
Alex Reyes keeps asking about MPI, which he said it's life insurance. So we don't do life insurance, guy.
Yeah.
We do home loans.
Yeah.
Home loans here.
But full disclosure, I do have a life insurance license. Oh. And yeah, I have a life insurance license.
And what's MPI?
Yeah.
Screwed up Sean.
I love it.
I make $20 a year. All right. What do you think I qualify for?
I think Screwed Up Sean. I don't think you'll hang around to wait for the answer. We love your type here. We appreciate you, Screwed Up Sean. Could not have picked a better name for you myself.
Oh, Jared Cook, PID, Property Improvement District.
Oh, got it. Ka-ching. Yes, that's the thing we're working on that other loan.
Yeah.
Actually, we're funding a loan on a PID. PID?
In Pennsylvania.
Yeah, in Pennsylvania. PID. Funding a loan on a PID, and we're making a bid to become the primary lender because other lenders can't do it. There's occasion where we're able to go, hey, we found a way to do this loan and nobody else is able to do the loan. We try and become the predominant lender for the entire system. So if you have one like that, Jerry Cook, really love to help you out.
Trying to get 10,000 likes. Keep punching that screen, please.
TD1376. What's the current rate? Current rate, if you went to the New American Funding website, 15-year, 6.00. FHA 30-year, 6.25. VA 30-year, 6.25. For those of you loan officers who don't think I'm telling you the truth, go to our links, go to Cool Stuff, today's rates. It'll show you today's rates. By the way, that is not your quote. That is what New American Funding is putting out on the website. The only way for me to get your quote is to pull your credit, calculate your income, check your assets, and build your file, and then I can give you your quote.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I'm going to tell you a little secret. It's a little secret, okay?
Yeah, it's a secret.
I tell you, if you're interested in getting a house, you can do it right now by going to the link in the bio, clicking on Apply for a Home Loan Now, and fill out the application. But here's the secret. If you call us or text us, you'll get pushed to the top of the list and get your answers much sooner. So just a little tip there because I want to let you guys know. I want to get you in the home.
Jam237 says, I'm not buying a house until Orange Man is the commander-in-chief again.
Okay.
I respect that. I don't know if I agree with it. I don't think it's a good idea, but I do respect it. I mean, there's people that want to, chop off 1/4 of their hair and walk around with a big old thing. You know what? You're a human being. This is America. There are people who died for your right to do whatever you want to do. If you want to shave that hair or cut off a part of your body, knock yourself out. Just don't bother anybody else while you do it.
Juan Guzman, if I owe IRS, do I have to be on a payment plan before purchase?
Maybe, Juan. Here's the catch. If you've been paying the IRS every year consistently and you are not in arrears, you do not need to be on a payment plan. You do not. You can be on an extension. However, if you owe them for over 1 year ago, then you probably need to be on a payment program. Now, there's even one more catch inside of that. If you voluntarily went into that payment program because you're like, hey, Mr. IRS, I owe you money, I'm going to start paying you. That's voluntarily. Then all I need is the agreement and any payment that you've made. That's it. Simple. But if the IRS forced you and said, hey, Mr. Taxpayer, you know you owe me X amount and you haven't paid it. So I'm about to garnish your wages, levy your bank accounts, and make you pay. And you're like, oh, wait, Mr. IRS, I've been meaning to get to you. I just been, I had to take the kids to school, so I wasn't able to get to you. Anyway, that's usually 2 years down the road. So anyway, I'll need 3 payments, offer installment agreement, and everything has to be current. So it gets easy, hard, harder.
There you go. Maria Cook, 120K salary, score 590 to 600, 7,500 down in South Carolina, I'm assuming. Can I get approved as a first-time home buyer?
Probably no. Probably no. That, Maria, if you have a 120K salary, I need you to really think about this. Maria, come closer. Come a little closer because we got to talk a little bit, okay? You make good money, like better than most people across the country. Trust me, I know. I do calculations of income all day. You make good money. Your 590 to 600, you earned that. You earned that because somebody trusted you with a debt and you didn't pay it the way that you guys agreed. You earned it. Now, you may have a story. I'm sure you do. Everybody has a story. There's a bunch of tragedies out there. Nobody cares. You got the money to fix it. So you can either call your collectors, call your debtors and say, hey, I'd like to get this thing fixed, or hire a credit repair company and they will get it fixed. But if you don't do that, your 120K salary is never going to really amount to anything because you're going to always get stopped at credit when it comes to buying a house anyway.
And then the second part of that question is it better to look at new homes with incentives? I would steer clear of new builds, especially with your situation. And here's why. Is because new builds have a line of people that want to buy this house. So what's going to happen is they're going to force you to use their loan officer. Unless you come to us first and then we can make it work out probably. But they'll force you to use their loan officer. And their loan officers aren't going to put the time and energy into making sure that your file is going to work. So if there's little challenges, they'll push you off and probably go to the next person. So you're going to have a dead end there likely.
And builders are dirty birdie. Should I go into that? Should I go into the dirty birdie builders?
Yes, but we're going to get to every single one of your questions.
Okay.
Go!
Okay, cool. So builders are dirty birdie. And here's why. If you're a loan officer or a realtor, you're going to want to stay tuned because this is an important one. Okay, how are they dirty birdie, Lee? They give you incentives. They're really nice. They give you coffee and donuts. They're great. Yeah, they give you incentives. They're really nice. There's a lot of money in this business. How much money? I'm about to share with you, okay? So let's just take a $500,000 house. Can't touch a $500,000 house in LA, but $500,000 is amazing in Kentucky. So $500,000 house. Cool. Most people know that there's a 3% commission on the front end of that and the 3% commission on the back end for the realtors. So that's 6% commission on a $500,000 house, $30,000. Most people know that. So what the builder wants to do is say, hey, use our realtor for the buyer and we'll also use our realtor for the seller. Why? Because the realtor works for the builder and they get a salary and they get to keep all that commission. So they get to keep $30,000. Here's the part that a lot of people don't know. There's a front end of the loan business and a back end of the loan business. Wait, what? Front end and back end of the loan business? Yes. Front end is where we work. We're loan officers, the bank, we fund the loan, processors, all the people working hard to get that loan. Let's just call it 3%. But a good loan officer will make anywhere from 70 to 200 basis points. So that's 1 to 2%, but there's other stuff. So call it 3% on the front end of the loan. But then they sell the loan. And it's called servicing rights. And servicing rights can go as high as 7%. But let's just call it 3%. So there's 3% on the front end of the loan and 3% on the back end of the loan. Do you know why the builder wants you to use their loan officer? Because they get to keep all of that. They get to keep 30 grand from the real estate side. They get to keep 30 grand from the lender side. So that's $60,000. Now, they built a house for 400 grand. Good for them. They did a good job. That's why you're buying it. 400 grand. They're selling it at market price, 500 grand. So they're making a profit. They wouldn't do it if they're not making a profit. But you know how they can make way more profit? If they say, hey, listen, don't use your realtor and don't use our lender. Now, it's illegal for them to mandate that. But what they do is they play dirty birdie tricks. How do they do that? Well, you go, hey, I just happened to be driving by the neighborhood and I walked in on this new build. And the person at the front desk says, hey, cool, we need everybody to sign in. And at the bottom of that sheet, it says, I am hereby swearing and affirming that I am not represented by any real estate agent because this is the time to disclose it. You don't know any better, so you sign it. And now they got you. Because 2 weeks later, you come back with your realtor and they go, hey, you just signed something that said you didn't have a realtor. Well, I didn't know. Yeah, who cares? It's contract. And they will stick by that. Yeah. And they'll tell you, hey, listen, yeah, you got to use our realtor now because you signed this. Yeah, that's it. And if you don't like that, there's somebody right behind you. We don't care if you don't. So you go, okay, you know what? I'll use your realtor. Sorry, trusted realtor that I loved you forever, but I'm not going to use you. That's how it starts. Next, they say, hey, you got to get qualified through our lender. You're like, well, I got my own lender. No, your realtor now, who's the builder, says, nope, you got to get qualified by our lender. Is that legal? Cross-qual? Yes. Mandate the lender? No. Okay. So, hot tub. Dirty birdie.
Christian says recession is here, and then Christian said recession is coming. Which one is it?
Yeah.
Which one is it? Maribel.
Christian, we won't know for about 3 years, and then they'll go, hey, by the way, do you know we were in a recession? Yeah. That's the way the government works. I think the government's a scam.
Yeah. Calhafa went up to 7.1, said Maribel. Calhafa's been in the 7s for a long time. We actually pushed into the 8s last year. Mm-hmm. But it depends on what program you go with. Because you can go with the one that just gives you down payment. You can go with the one that gives you 2%. You can go with the one that gives you 3%. You can go FHA. Mm-hmm. You can go conventional. You can go VA. So there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to Calhafa. But you're correct, Maribel. Some of the programs are in the 7s right now.
Yeah, 7s right now.
Juan Guzman, what credit score is needed for a HELOC, and can I use it to purchase a home in different states?
Juan Guzman, usually 680. Usually 680 for a HELOC. But if you do have 680, your rates are going to be horrible. It's not a favorable loan. HELOCs are not favorable. You don't go, hey, listen, I can pull some equity out of my house with this HELOC. They're not favorable. They're kind of ugly. And the low end price on a HELOC, 9.5 right now, right? Yeah. High end 15. Yeah. And the HELOC. So now once you have the money, do whatever you want with it. You can buy another house, buy a wave runner. You can do whatever you want. Wave runners are fun. I'm going to be honest. I like Sea-Doos. I have Sea-Doos, but wave runners are fun.
Yeah. Sean, wait, did I see DSCR loans at 15%?
What? Oh my God. Sean. We do put that up there because there is one program where we can get a DSCR for 15%, but most of them are 20. I'll be honest with you, we have a lot of them, but most of them are 20, and they're not easy loans. They're like, it's not like, hey, I think I'll choose an FHA, a VA, conventional, or a DSCR. I think I'll go one of those, or maybe I-10. I'll choose any one of those loans. They're all very specific. You need 20% down. That usually makes everybody go away.
Yeah. Ivan, that $500,000 house will cost them $550,000.
Yeah, it will. That's the truth, Ivan. And if somebody thinks I'm wrong on this, a loan officer, hey, a builder realtor. I got a lot of friends that went to builder realtors in this really tough part of the market. If you think I'm wrong, please put it on the chat. I really want to know where I'm wrong at. I'm a little cynical on the market, a little cynical on a lot of things, but I'm not wrong. I don't think so anyway.
Sky and Vicky, no money down payment, and close. Do you have any programs? Help us. Credit score 620, 57K, no debt.
Maybe. You're right on the edge because your score of 620, well, most down payment assistance programs start at about 660, but we do have one that goes all the way down to 600. But then here's the next thing, your income. So if I income qualify you for $400,000 for a regular FHA, $400,000, and then you say, hey, Lee, can I do 0 down? I'll say, sure, let me qualify you for a 0 down program. Okay, I got you qualified for a 0 down program, $320. But Lee, you told me 400. Yeah, 400 if you're putting your own money in and you got skin in the game. But if you're asking somebody else to put the money in for you, they don't let you redline it. That makes sense, right? Well, Lee, I guess since you put it that way, yes.
You just have a conversation with yourself?
I did. I do it often.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Unk 2. Can I get a second loan if buying a home with a VA assumable loan on order to buy the house? Can I get a second loan?
Okay, so Unk 2, if you're doing a VA assumable and you're assuming another veteran's loan, it's very dangerous and very dangerous to the existing veteran, because if you are a veteran, then you're going to have to make the choice, and the servicer who does this transfer, because it's a transfer, it's not a refinance, it's not any of that. I've actually helped some people through the process. Loan officers make no money at it, so that's why we don't do them, because it's an assumable loan. But you would go through and you would say, hey, listen, I'm going to assume this loan. Cool. Let me see your clean entitlement. If you don't have a clean entitlement, then the seller or the veteran who is giving up the loan has to sacrifice his entitlement, and he will not be able to get another house. And he has no control over that for the rest of the life's loan. In other words, let's say you assume this veteran and you don't have a clean entitlement, so he lets his stay. Things are going great for 4 years, and then you lose your job and you get foreclosed on. Do you know who that hurts? That guy you never even talked to again, that veteran who served our country, his VA entitlement will be hit for it because you foreclosed. So that's the next that has to happen. You have to go, hey, I'm giving up my entitlement and restoring the departing veteran's entitlement. In that case, yes. So now you have a full-on VA loan. VA loan, cool, that's awesome. You assumed his loan. However many loans, how many months are left, whatever the interest rate is, whatever the terms of that loan are, you assumed it. Now, if you're asking, can I get some more money in that same loan on top of it? Not a chance in hell. Not like any chance in hell. Not any. None. Zero. Can you get a second or a HELOC? Maybe. So, long answer to a short question.
Saeed, Armani, Earl, thank you guys for the love. Appreciate it. Matt Siverine. PMI on 5% conventional, 4-unit property. Needs 6 months reserves, question mark? Thanks.
PMI, 5% conventional, 4-unit property. Do I need 6 months reserves? So, 5%. PMI,
yes,
5%. No, it's not.
maybe
No,
on
no,
second.
no, 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 no. If they're doing 5%, it's got to be primary. If they're doing 5% down.
He didn't say it's not primary.
I know, but if it's primary, I don't need 6 months reserve for the 3 units. Maybe. Well, it depends on your credit score too. There might be a scenario. Yeah, there might actually. You know what? It is going to depend on your credit score. But when you said 5%, you automatically said it's not investment property. You're going to live in one of the units. That's what you said. So it's a 4-unit. You're going to rent the other 3 units. I'm able to use the other 3 units for income qualifying purposes, but there is a little bit of a catch there where you have to pay a certain amount in order to qualify for that unit, for that property. Then you're saying, do I need 6 months reserves? And I'm going to qualify that with most files need at least 2 to 3 months reserves. Most files do. And in that scenario, maybe 6 months, unless you got an 800 FICO score. If you got an 800 FICO score, maybe not. So I'm going to say maybe not, mandatory, probably not. You say that? Same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to need them, and the reason why is because you have 3 other people that you're using to qualify for that unit.
Yeah.
So that's,
But we're like split hairs though.
primary,
This is a high level loan officer question. It's not a hey, will I qualify for FHA? No, this is a high level loan officer question. I'd have to build the file. So I would say that it's possible you do not need it, but probable that you will.
Yeah, there you go. Maria Cook, debt ratio 33%. What can I qualify for?
2 million.
120K salary.
120K salary. Well, first off, your 33% debt ratio, is that with a house or without a house?
Yeah.
Because if it's without a house, you are in a bad spot because you're going to qualify for not very much. And then it's also going to depend on, how did you get 33% debt ratio? Did you do that or did your loan officer do that? Because you doing it, that's fun. It's cute. It's like cutting your own hair. You kind of did it, but it may not be right. But if your loan officer did it, then he absolutely knows, because there's formulas we have to use, software. There's a lot of things where we can't mess shit up. I'd say highly recommend you either contact us if you want a badass loan officer, or if you want an okay, good loan officer, go with whoever you have and give him that exact scenario. Tell him, hey, how much do I qualify for?
There you go. Trucking 84. Is there a guide to bank statement loans?
Yes, right here. We're the guide. Here's how it works. Your guide's going to tell you, give me 12 months, preferably 24 months of bank statements. I need that. And then I'm going to take all the deposits for each month and I'm going to add them up. And if I use 24 months, I'm going to divide by 24 and I'm going to come up with a number. And let's just say that number is 10,000. Then I'm going to cut that number in half. And that's going to be your income. There's your guide.
And you probably want a 700 credit score. We can get by on 680s on some.
Don't forget that. Yeah.
So, dude, there it is.
There's your guide.
All right. What's up, guys? Said Vinny Garcia. Can the lender put the appraisal fee into closing?
Vinny. That's a good question.
Why is he asking that question?
Yeah, because he's probably a loan officer.
No.
Because he wants to put it in his closing costs.
I think he's buying a house.
Okay.
And I think they told him, yeah, pay the appraisal up front.
Yeah. So here's what happens, Vinny. I like the name. Vinny. My cousin Vinny. That's why it's one of my favorite
cousin
movies.
Vinny?
Dude, I've seen the movie. Oh. So, Vinny. Appraisal is a third-party cost, and it only benefits the buyer, the borrower, but it would benefit the seller if the seller could get it. So, a little complicated. Wait a minute. You want me to pay for an appraisal on that house that will only benefit him, but once I pay for it, guess whose it is? Who owns it? Me, because I paid for it. Do I have to give it to the seller? I don't. I own it. It's a weird cost. It's weird because if you go, I don't like what this thing said, I can walk away. There's an appraisal contingency. You can walk away. The seller says, why? I'm not going to tell you. Don't have to tell you. Nope. I have appraisal contingency. I just walked away. Cool. But if you just walk away and you didn't pay for it, who paid for it? Well, the bank doesn't want to pay for it because the bank didn't make any money. They didn't close a loan. The seller didn't want to pay for it. Seller doesn't even know what it is. He's pissed off because he wants to know, but you didn't tell him because you own it. The way the industry deals with it is they make you pay for it on your own. Okay? That's the way the industry deals with it. That's the logic behind it. However, if you've got a good loan officer like us and you say, hey, Chris and Lee, I'd really like to have this built into the closing costs. Chris and Lee have to say to New American Funding, we've been working here for 5 years and in the business for 15. We'll vouch for this client. And if this client defaults, take it out of our money. We'll go on the line for it. Then I call Vinny and I say, hey, listen, I was able to get it built into closing costs. However, if you default on it, they will chase me personally. Why?
And then what's going to happen to his kneecaps?
Don't talk like that. Don't talk like that.
What?
What? So, do they mandate it? Yes. Can you get it put into the overall deal? Yes, but it's going to depend on the strength of your loan officer and your bank's policy for that exact reason. Because if you said, hey, I'm buying a $500,000 house, appraisal came in at $480, and with all kinds of problems, you go, hey, I just don't want to do this. This is ugly. And you can just walk away. The seller's like, why? Why? Seller's agent's like, why? Why? You're like, I don't have to tell you. It's my appraisal. I paid for it. You can find out on the next guy. You're not going to find out on my dime. And some loan officers blow it by sharing the appraisal with the listing agent. Oh, you're brand new. You don't even know what the hell's going on. You don't share it with the opposing party. That's ridiculous. At the request of my borrower, I will send it to my... hold on. We have technical issues. We're solving it. Okay, cool. At the request of my borrower, I will send it to his realtor, but only at the request of my borrower. So, because it's his, he paid for it, and I'm privy to that information because I'm behind that wall, but the realtor is not. And usually, you want the realtor to see it, but it's yours. You own it.
All right, Charles, what's the fastest way to do a VA refinance?
Call us. We'll get it done.
Time for a commercial.
If you need a badass loan, call a badass loan officer. You can reach your badass loan officers, Chris and Lee, at New American Funding by calling the number on the screen. The question is, should you do a VA refinance? That's the big question, because it's not, people are like, hey, I can hardly wait to do my IRRRL. If rates didn't go down, you don't want to do an RRL. And even if they did, you want to strategically plan it. I'm going to piss off most loan officers by saying this, but loan officers make money every time you refinance. So they want you to refinance when rates go down 75 basis points again, when 50 basis points again, because they make $5,000 to $10,000 each time you do that. I'm going to give you a different hack. I'm going to say, let's plan where the lowest point of the market's going to be based off of what the Federal Reserve says, and then we're going to refinance one time. We're going to spend a fortune. We're going to buy down the rate as deep as we possibly can. I'm going to make my commission at that point, and you're going to be in a better spot.
Fred Jordan, what if you don't have the credit for a loan, but you do have a down payment of $10,000?
Fred Jordan, you are living in fantasy land. Yeah, that's a nice spot to be living at. If you don't have the credit for a loan, down payment of $10,000 is not very much. And if you don't have the credit, that's because somebody lent you money and you did not pay it back on time. And you cannot go to a bank and say, hey, trust me, bro, I didn't like those guys, but I'll pay you just fine. Credit is your ability and history of paying debts. When you go to a bank and ask for $500,000, you don't think they're going to ask, well, how have you treated everybody else that let you borrow money? So you're kind of screwed, Fred.
Yeah. Do you recommend working with multiple loan officers?
No. It's a problem. It's a very big problem. You can shop it 1 or 2 times throughout the process. I recommend that. I recommend you, but here's the problem. There's a lot of money in this loan business. There's a lot of money in this loan business. A lot. And I personally know half a dozen loan officers who make over $1 million a year. Not this year, but the last year. I personally know, make $1 million a year. What? $1 million? Yeah, there's a lot of money in this business. But there's a lot of people who don't know what the hell they're doing. A lot. Choose one. Stick with them for the right reason and stick with them all the way through. You can shop them occasionally. I'm cool with that. And your loan officer might actually have to fight to win you back. Give them that opportunity. But if you work with 2, you're like having 2 girlfriends or 2 wives. It doesn't work. You need one.
DRL 990, do you help find foreclosed homes?
No.
Who does?
Google. Google's pretty good at foreclosed homes. Yeah.
Real estate agents.
Yeah.
You need a good real estate agent.
Think so?
If you need a good real estate agent, reach out to us. We'll hook you up with one.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna have to rapid fire.
Dude,
ready?
are we ready to rapid fire? We're not rapid fire yet, are we? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
all right, cool. Whatever.
Okay, get trolled. Whoa, nice. Tulsa, thank you for the love. Sunny, thank you for the love. Sunny, can I buy my debt to income is high?
Can I buy if my debt? No. Well, Sonny Peach, it depends on what you think debt to income is. On a FHA loan, I can push it to 56.99%. That's pretty damn high. That means that if you make $10,000 a month, I can use $5,699 to pay for your mortgage and all of your revolving debts. What? That's kind of high. It's very high. Depends on what you consider high.
Yeah, exactly. And where did you get that data from? It might not be high.
Yeah.
Get trolled, buddy, and I wouldn't care because I don't have loyalty to some agent I just found. Recession won't come till after the election.
Okay.
Tulsa, yep, realtors have lost great clients to rude builders, and guess who's their realtor has preference to help?
Yeah, the realtor is going to help the builder. If the realtor in that scenario is actually employed by the builder. They sign a contract. They say, hey, we're going to pay you $100,000 a year. You will do what we say. That's what the contract is. You will do what we say. If you don't, you're fired. It's that simple. They're called captive agents by a builder.
Tulsa Phones also said lots of Native American loans in other states other than Oklahoma. Yes, we have the FHA 184.
What?
Native American loan.
184?
Yeah, we can do them.
Yeah, and did you know Shanoa is actually a Native American fund down payment assistance program?
I told you that.
Yeah, you did.
Safray, keep it up, brothers. NAF 360.
Hey, what's up? I'm going to guess you work for NAF, man. I appreciate you, Safi 62. 62, man. That means Safi 61 was taken.
And 60.
Yeah.
The Reeds, I was estimated to have $100K in equity on my home. How do I get it?
Oh, you just call us and we'll give it to you.
Boom.
There's a HELOC. You can do a HELOC, which is a home equity line of credit, like a credit card, but with your home as the leverage or help me. Asset, I don't know, whatever. So HELOC is home equity line of credit with your home leveraged. The other one is a cash out refi. That one's usually a installment loan. It has an end, 10-year, 15-year, whatever. So that's an installment loan. Or full-on cash out refi, which means I refi your entire house and give you money back. That's a different way to do it, but you shouldn't do that unless you got your home like 6 months ago or 8 months ago and your interest rate is 8%, because interest rates are very high. Don't give up a bad interest rate just because your loan officer says, hey, I can get you 50 grand.
Yeah, Sharon Huntington, Bonita, Linda, thank you guys for the love. I wonder if Sharon really lives in Huntington and if Linda's really Bonita.
I don't know, I like that. I do like that.
Rashawn, what's the difference? What difference does it make if I have a 640 or 800 score? There isn't much change in interest rate.
Rashawn, you don't know what you're talking about. You do not know what you're talking about. I'm going to tell you there's a gigantic difference. And the biggest difference isn't even in the interest rate. The biggest difference is going to be in mortgage insurance. Because if you came in with an 800 mortgage insurance, I'm going to price you at an MI, let's just say 10% conventional right now, and I priced an MI with an 800 FICO score, probably coming at 0.13. 0.13. What? 0.13. I'll tell you what that means in a second in numbers. And then that same $500,000 house, $10,000 down, 0.13, 640 FICO, 0.25. 0.25. Okay, so what does 0.13 mean on a $500,000 house? Probably $70 a month extra because of mortgage insurance, $70 maybe. What does 0.25 mean? Probably $350 a month. What? Yes, that much difference on a conventional loan. That much. So your interest rate will vary a little bit. And I'll math it out for 30 years and show you how much it saves you. FICO score is very important, Rushing.
Yeah, the reads. I do credit repair as well if anyone needs it. Credit is the number one reason why people don't qualify. That's the truth, okay? If you have 2-year work history, it's going to be credit. Credit's why you don't qualify. Yeah, so reads, there's an opportunity for you to get some business. Also, if you're interested, we have a link in our bio for credit repair as well if you guys are interested.
How many hearts do we have?
Not enough.
Okay.
2,200.
2,200. We appreciate you. We're answering the final questions. We're on what's called speed round right now. Speed round. We got a lot of them, huh? Yeah, I appreciate you on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. We are on all the platforms right now.
Tulsa Phone. Assumable seems to assume the other guy is good until loan is paid off in addition to rate.
Assumable seems to assume the other guy is good until the loan and pay rate. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it is. It's what it is. You're assuming the other guy's loan, and the only time it's really a problem is in a VA, because VA you have something called VA eligibility. There is a ability to assume an FHA loan. You got to go through an underwriting process, and it's a little more complicated, but you can clear up the guy who's departing. But the VA is a problem.
Yeah, Athena, I want to be part of this team. Underwriter here, great LO.
Love you, Athena. We appreciate you showing up. We appreciate you showing up. Yeah, thank you very much. Stay in touch with us, Athena. The market will switch. We do hire a lot of LOs. We currently have like 8 that work on our loans right now. 8 badass loan officers. Shout out to, ready? Gordon, Aurora, Ryan, Sean, Martha. Who am I missing? Jerry.
Kristen Lee.
No, that's 8. I think it was 8, yeah.
User 3787. Would I qualify for a $1 million 3-unit home with 90K income and the other 2 units would rent for $3K? So what is that? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I'd have to run. That's a very specific scenario. I'd have to run the scenario, check your credit. Credit's going to be the biggest factor in this one for you. Then down payment, going to be a big factor. There is a little bit of caveat that says that your part of the payment has to be above a certain amount, and I'll make sure that it meets that asset test.
User 7387, 5% down payment, and I have no debt.
5% down payment. Yeah, we're gonna. That's not doing so good. What's your FICO again?
I don't know.
No FICO. Yeah, I didn't see a FICO. Yeah. Did you see FICO? I don't see FICO.
Yeah.
FICO is going to be your biggest determining factor on that.
OTG 600K home. What income is needed?
600K without any other qualifying factors. About $140, $150, somewhere in that range.
Matthew Delgado. HELOC.
Yep.
All right. I'll follow the host. Thank you very much.
Appreciate you for follows, man. Mortgage credit score 754, no debt, 40 a year, no down payment. Pre-approval? Yes. Pre-approval? Yes. Probably 220, somewhere in that range. No debt, 220, 230, 240, depending on the state and your property tax base.
There you go. Nick B. Norco, Dream for All voucher. Can you refinance, and do you have to repay at that point? Yes. Yes on both.
Yes.
AW, 95K a year, 610 credit, 50K down, 850 a month in payments. Can I get an FHA loan?
Probably, yeah.
Heck
Probably,
yeah.
yeah. AW, call us.
You're ready. User 2363. I just got a 5.99 FHA, 622K in Group of Valley, offered 649, but appraisal came in at 622. Not bad. I would say so.
Yeah.
The reads, Fred Jordan, just fix your credit. Okay.
Yeah.
User 3388. Can you assist with getting first-time homebuyer assistance programs?
Assist? Yes, we will get you into it if you're qualified. I will give you the pros and the cons. I'm not just going to tell you it's the best thing to do because most of the time it's not.
Juan Guzman, can I use my own lender for a new construction house? I think he means new build.
Can you use your own lender for a new construction house? Well, there's an FHA one-time construct loan, a VA one-time construct loan. They are becoming popular. They're difficult. Yes, we can do it. Yes, you can use your own lender. Make sure you get someone who knows what the hell they're doing.
So for a new build, because that's what he means, the builder's going to try to make you use their lender. So what you're going to want to do is get your own lender first and let them fight for your business. Team Sanchez, I did an appraisal recently. The appraiser had a hard time valuating my house because of the 2 ADUs.
2 ADUs. 2 ADUs gets real
Baller.
weird, man. That gets weird. Becomes a
Team Sanchez is
3
baller,
unit.
man.
I know Team Bowser. We dig Team Sanchez.
Yeah.
We do. I'm not gonna lie. We do.
Matthew Delgado, what would you recommend you do with the HELOC?
Take the money out.
Vegas? Put it on black?
Yeah. No, I don't recommend that. No. Yeah, if you have money for a HELOC, I steer away from them unless you need them. I mean, if you're in trouble and your credit card's you're gonna lose your car and shit like that. All right, do a HELOC, put some money in the bank. But I'm not a fan of HELOCs. Just not a fan.
Matthew Delgado, will my credit go up once I pay off all my consolidation? It's an installment loan.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
Frankie, 600K home, 70K income, no debt.
All right, let's do it. Absolutely, all day long. Yeah.
That's it. Did you ready to hit it?
Yeah. Hey, you know what? We appreciate you, Chris and Lee. We're out.